Flogcast may occasionally contain explicit content that makes it not safe for work or for minors. It also doesn't provide an excuse to use the same words on Bay 13. Normal Big Footy rules still apply.
Right, so this is the Flogcast. I'm NetworkNerd. Joining me is Dan. We've also got Marto.
G'day, folks.
And joining us tonight is first COLA ever on Big Footy Flogcast. It's DB Swannie.
Everything tastes better with cola. Thank you very much.
Oh, where's Coca-Cola? So as you guys have probably noticed, it's the 4 winners from the weekend. So plenty of gear to share around. No Teach. No Teach.
Where is Teach?
Yeah, no Teach, no Fyfie. So our two of our regulars are not quite here tonight. So where do you think those guys are?
Well, it's finals time, and we only accept winners at this stage, I think.
Yeah, that's it. The winners are grinners. So I reckon we'll start with Sunday's game, Port Adelaide and Richmond. So, Marto, what were your thoughts on the game? Did you actually go?
How long before you actually came, Marto? That may be more to the point in terms of the game.
I reckon. I think it was the second quarter when Hamish Hartlett he gathered the ball, took the hit, and headed the ball off and kicked that goal. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just fantastic. You can tell the boys come out all fired up, and just shows that talk is cheap. Richmond clubs were talking themselves up all week, getting pretty mouthy, up and about, all in the press and everything, and it all come crashing down. Look, I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything, because I know the karma bus goes round and round, and I'm just hoping it doesn't hit my side this week.
I reckon you're boasting that, because I don't reckon you would have held on until the second quarter before you blew your load. Because there's no way. There would have been every Port supporter blowing their load about 10 minutes in.
Yeah. That's when the game was finished.
So what about Trent Cotchin winning the toss and kicking into the wind? That was a weird decision.
Brain fuck that was.
I had a bit of a gig when John Brown's tweet came up on the screen.
Yeah, that was a pisser.
That was great.
There is no logical explanation for kicking into the wind. There is none. What was he thinking?
I bravely ventured over to the Richmond board and had a look. I didn't lurk like, I didn't post, I didn't do anything like that. And I had a look at the Cochin roast thread, and there were some people in there saying, no, it makes logical sense. When I was playing under nines, my coach said, always, if you win the toss, kick into the breeze in the first quarter, because you'll have the wind coming with you in the last.
Yeah, but we still have to...
But the wind sometimes changes, though. That's not always the case. You just got to take it when it's there and get runs on the board.
Exactly right, and I'm just glad I never had any under nine coaches like that.
But I was listening on SEN this morning, and they were saying that people were saying they should trade Deledio. Some of the talk was to go to Sydney for Tom Mitchell and Sam Reid. What are your thoughts on that, DB? Would you like Deledio at your club?
No, Trent Cotchin and Deledio. What else? A bag full of money?
Deledio for Sam Reid and Tom Mitchell. Straight swap.
Okay, and when are we off the Wizard of Oz? Sorry, I don't understand. Tom Mitchell.
Don't shoot the message. I'm just saying, as I heard on the radio this morning. But where is Fyfie? Dan, do you know where Fyfie is? Or?
I think he's playing and he's in Europe.
He's in
Well,
Europe.
he left at quarter time.
The point is, have the Colas got enough salary cap room to fit Cochin and Deledio in? I'm sure they'd ask for a lot of money.
If we had the salary cap, we just deny having it because we don't need him. We'd rather keep Mitchell, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You done? You done, you fuckers? You done?
Oh,
Hey,
You are here.
Yeah, well, just got off the plane in Europe. It's pretty nice this time of year. Much nicer than here.
You must look forward to Richmond losing in finals because you get to go up on the plane and go to the other side of the world.
Yeah, well, no, because then you have to have the loss first and the melt and the tears. No goo.
Yeah, but it's all worth it if you get to go to Europe, though, surely.
Yeah, but you got to go hide in a cabin with no internet. It's not as fun as it sounds, man.
Well, then okay, fair enough.
Fyfie, can I ask you an existential question? Just a brief one. Is it better? Is 9th better than 8th? Or is 8th better than 9th? I don't know. I just your feelings on that.
No, 8th is still better because at least the 9th. The 9th's so ingrained, it's actually nice to find new ways to disappoint are always better than old ways of disappointing. So, see, it's even a new way of disappointing from finals this year. Last year it was getting overrun by a terrible team in Carlton after halftime. This year it was having it taken away in 10 minutes. You know, next year we'll probably make the finals and
lose a game at halftime or something.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Lose after the siren, after
First quarter,
coming back from nowhere, something like that. We'll find a new way. But
Fyfie, if Port had put the foot down and beaten you by 119 points, would you have said the same thing? Would you feel the same way?
I would have stayed in Europe till the end of next season if that hadn't happened. But I have theories on this game. Okay, now I've noticed that
Theories.
Yes, I've
You
noticed
need
that.
that X-Files music.
Yes, we do need the X-Files music. Get the X-Files music.
This is all I've got.
Tyler is not here. The teacher's not here, and I reckon he's feeling a little bit guilty because the Tiggy Train went off the tracks this week in a big, big way, and we know who sabotages bandwagons better than anyone. We know who the expert on trains is, and we know he's going to be at it. We know he's going to be at it this week. I reckon once he saw the result come through on Saturday night when he knew North would be playing Geelong, he'd need to do some sabotage this week. He thought, I'll get some practice in on Sunday. And the train went off the tracks and Teach left some coins on there, and yeah, I blame Teach.
You know what? I actually did that as a kid, and I've just only realised how stupid that really was.
Yeah, I did that too as a kid.
I did it as well, yeah.
Another thing I will note, look, we weren't very good, but the fact is, Port
Oh,
played...
duh!
No, but
That's very common.
okay, we were shit. We were shit.
Was that before or after the opening siren, do you mean?
We were shit, and Cochin shouldn't have kicked to that direction. But what I will say is Port were very good, and they were hitting targets at points where you couldn't stop them. We weren't running great defensively, but their ball use early was really good. And Bruce McAvaney pointed out exactly why in the third quarter, when he was a bit disappointed he didn't get to spread enough goo, Bruce. And then he pointed out after half-time that Pittard had only had 3 disposals in the first half. And how are we supposed to win without Pittard coughing the ball up to us? That's the thing. We were never going to get a chance without Pittard, giving us a turnover on the wing for us to score from. Mind you, Basher Hooley couldn't bounce the football, but still, Port were good, and if they keep the ball out of Pittard's hands, they could go all the way to the grand final.
There was some terrible glare at one point, and I was a bit at a loss to work out what it was, but then I realised that Reece Conker's jumper had ridden up slightly, and his stomach had caught the light, and there was this terrible almighty flash of flesh. What is wrong with that bloke? How does he play football? He's as fat as fuck. I mean, what is wrong with him?
He's not Tom Hawkins, come on.
Well, look at that gut of his.
Stuck in the cheer squad Guernseys. How did KFC boy get a Guernsey on the football field? You must be pretty desperate for players, Fyfie.
Actually, KFC boy actually looks more like Floston, to be honest.
Yeah, he's like flat Floston.
Flat Floston, yeah.
Did I say fat or flat?
Hey, Fyfie, do you reckon you guys are just paying the price, having too many sort of recycled players from other clubs? Do you think you've reached the point where you've got to get rid of that dead weight? Grigg, Pettard, and...
To go for...
Hampson, Edwards...
Hampson and Edwards sit in the twos. Edwards will be pissed off at the end of this year too. That's the thing. But those are the ones that stop you going forward. They shouldn't be the ones stopping you winning finals. But Port are a good team. But look, Petted was not. No, Ricky Petted was not great against Sydney, and that's why he wore the subs vest this week. And I think he became a bit of dead weight. He had a very good year up till that point, or good second half of the year. But he's one of the ones you probably want to be pushing out in future. Griggs another one, but Morris made mistakes. If we could find a hard-nosed defender who can dispose of the ball and makes good decisions, that'd be even better. But you've.
But at least he's hard. At least
yes,
he
exactly.
Has a hard.
That's
has
the role
go.
he plays. That's the role he plays. But
Over Chaplin.
yeah, well, he's a bit. He didn't have a good game, did he?
Aeroplane jelly. You know.
he went to jelly. Anything else on that game, because we've been talking about it for 10 minutes?
What about Basher Hurley? Like the I hate Basher Hurley thread came up, which I thought was a bit really. I thought he was okay.
You need to look at you. Did you check it? Who started that?
Who did start? I'm trying to remember.
That was Croat Tiger, also known as Tyre Boy.
That's right. Yes, it was Tyre Boy. Yeah, he in a fit of pique.
Yeah. So do we really want to delve into the mind of Tyre Boys? Do we
Well,
want to
it's a moment of the microwave, isn't it? It's a microwave moment, isn't it?
Oh, the membership's as I said, the membership's worth nothing at the moment. So microwaving it has no symbolism anymore because it's not any use. But if we're done on that, we should probably move on to the game of the round, the result of the round. Lol North.
Oh.
Was any
Wasn't that magnificent?
Dan, at halftime, were you just thinking no?
No, well, I wasn't exactly booking my flight to Europe, but I was contemplating maybe a little bit of leave absence from big footy, given what I would cop if I was to come back on after a North loss. But geez, look, it's only week one, but that has to be one of the most satisfying wins I've ever witnessed.
Was that one of the best comebacks that you've ever seen for your team? Because I had absolutely written you off. I was lolling North all over the floor. Like I couldn't laugh any more than I was already.
Well, given up to half time, it was a very low scoring game, and they had like a 5-goal. Yeah, they had a 5-goal buffer, and I thought that was enough just to keep us at bay. But Fyfie, you'll find this interesting that the second half mirrored the North v Richmond game earlier in the year.
It did. I was thinking
North just went berserk in the third quarter.
When I saw them close the gap, I thought this is just like the Richmond game, except this time the destroyer was Ben Brown and not Petrie.
But probably the moment I realised that North were going to get over the line was probably early in the last quarter when Todd Goldstein was able to outrun Brenton Stanton on the ground.
Wasn't that great?
And the Essendon supporters next to me all collectively moaned and face palmed themselves as it happened. It's like, oh...
Did they boo him? Come on, did they boo him?
It was just a collective, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
That was fantastic, actually, when he...
How do you get outrun by a ruckman when you're a midfielder?
And Stanton's supposed to be a running midfielder too. That's supposed to be his thing. Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I can understand why they get so irritated with him.
But that's not why they get frustrated with him, because his kicking's not great. Like,
but he's just shown this sort of complacency, sort of effort when you're just getting outrun by a fucking giant. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, it was a good win. And
so what happened? How did your team go from being so shit up to half time to being
North
so good? I know it's low North, but
we've mirrored our season, I think, with that second half. I mean, we just put our fingers out in the second half, and
it's the exact opposite to North last year. Instead of getting overrun, you're overrunning teams.
Yeah,
I reckon the bloke with the most unfortunate surname had a great second half, Cunnington.
Yes. He was fantastic.
I actually really like watching him play. He has a good hard go, and I thought he played really well in the second half.
Yeah, we had some good contributors in that second half. Petrie got us over the line, which was
did
fantastic.
Nothing for the first 3 quarters. Lindsay Thomas didn't do much in the first half, and Griffey was.
Hang on, is this Fyfie or is this Go Griff?
No, I was about to say Griffey was getting excited there. His favourites were struggling and North were losing, and then in the last quarter they just decided to troll him. Petrie's trolling again. He's gone to go Griff. He's gone, you know what, Griffey, I'm going to kick him out of finals with 2 goals in the last 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, I asked the question, what's the contingency in place when he kicks multiple goals in the final and eliminates the side in the final?
Finals are tougher games, so I guess if Petrie's kicking that, his downhill ski mark in a final, that means you're not defending well enough, and he's kicked Essendon out, and yeah, master troll there.
Was James Hird spotted at the ground at all? I just want to know if, like, he was there and, like, injecting people and stuff. I just needed to, just curious to find out if he was there.
He was probably off with Megan Gale. Anyone catch Bomber Thompson's presser?
No,
Yeah,
did he cry?
Loopy like they all are.
No, this one, well, yeah, he finished it rather loopily, but he was visibly frustrated. Like,
At what?
He was having a good old whinge about the whole process, and
but it was an honest whinge. Like, it was a genuine, empathetic, frustrated by the circumstances, taking some ownership of what happened. It was the most honest appraisal of the situation that's come out of Essendon in 18 months, and he said it
Well,
on
what do
his
you mean,
last day in
honest?
charge.
What
Well,
do you mean honest in what sense?
well, he actually said that they did this. He effectively said they caused it. Not just Essendon, but the media and everyone caused all that. And it was all about... He literally said how unfortunate it was for the players, but instead of being Little and James Hird who say it because that makes them look like good guys, you could actually tell in the tone of voice and the way he said it that he actually meant it, which is...
Maybe this is coming from a man that knows his time is up.
I think it's coming from a man who's glad to be out of that club.
But when you say that they caused it, and saying the media never caused this.
The media hysteria drove it though, but Essendon caused it. It was kind of, he was saying
Is
everyone...
that what he said though?
Well, that sounded like he was blaming everyone, including Essendon, so he actually took real responsibility.
Well,
The Herald,
but trying to
the
loop
Herald Sun doesn't come with needles and a syringe box.
No, that's right. That's right. Fuck the media. The media had nothing to do with this. They jabbed their players.
I don't disagree with that, but he actually
yeah.
he was empathising with the players in a way that no one at Essendon has done so far. They've all said that they care about the players, but really they're all looking after their own necks. Whereas he actually said it in a way that, you know, suggested that he gave a shit and that the players have copped a pretty shit deal by being naive. And he won't be there next year. There is no way he'll be there next year. That was kind of like the parting shot of him saying, 18 months of this, fuck you, everyone.
Does anybody honestly think that James Turd is going to be there next year? Honestly.
No.
Well, I don't think they can afford to pay him, so they'll be stuck with him. Plus the whole Messiah complex thing they got going. It's just,
Kool-Aid.
Oh.
Morally, he shouldn't be there.
Who's going to stop him apart from Asada?
Yeah, that basically Asada's the only hurdle, and perhaps Paddy Ryder fucking off, which we will come to.
Well, imagine, yeah, if all the players start to walk out and they've got it in their clause in their contract to do it.
But yeah, anything else on Lowell North knocking Essendon out? Like, it was a result for the people. It was a result for Big Footy. Everyone loved it.
you mentioned the emergence of Ben Brown, the
Oh,
white,
yeah.
Bob.
Oh,
the whites Nick Natanui, and
that's so racist.
Adam Goods pointing
As a Swan supporter, I'm offended by that because of Adam
Is
Goods.
racist.
On Adam Goods' behalf.
And I'm a paley white person, and I find that offensive.
Yeah.
oh, sorry, Dan. But have we seen the end of Magic Door with that performance? Because
I think the courts will take care of that anyway.
If I was Majak Door, fine. No, if I was Majak, I'd be very disheartened by Brown's form because he just looks like a natural footballer when you watch him play, whereas Majak is just an athlete trying to play football.
He kicked some great goals too, Brown. Like, those were tight angles, and he drilled them.
Yeah, he's a great kick. No, he just looks like a natural footballer who knows how to lead and mark the footy.
that's good.
Yeah.
Big men take time, and there's plenty of them lying around in the state leagues if you're willing to look. And North unearthed a gem there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll move on to, well, mission not accomplished at Geelong? I don't know.
Yeah, the emergence of the Scott curse. That's 3 out of 4 that Geelong have lost to Hawthorn. So no more Kenner curse. I think we're moving on to the Scott curse. But no, it was a very relieving win. A few tense moments in that first half, but good to come away with the win, get the week off, and face either Port or Freo in Melbourne. So
Stop trying to talk up that win. That was an easy win.
Nah,
Come on.
it was tough.
They did it without show makers.
I'm just shattered that Hawkins didn't get a week. I think he fully deserved a week for that jumper punch on poor old Stratton there. He could have knocked his head off, but...
Did anyone catch whether Hawkins picked up a pie? I was at the game. I didn't see him pick up a pie, but he spent long times absent from the play.
He lost his appetite, didn't he?
Yeah, so maybe he was off the ground. I don't know.
Well, what about Stevie J? If anyone was absent, that bloke.
Stevie J early on was there, but Stevie J was kicking like he was Pritis. I laughed at Teach. I think Dan might have as well, or someone else might have, when Teach suggested earlier this year that Stevie J should retire. Maybe he should.
Yeah.
He made some boldish calls this year that are actually looking not bad. He also said North and Freo would play off in the grand final, and that's 2 weeks away from possibly happening.
Okay.
How bad was Geelong's call to sack Chapman and keep Stevie J?
I think they were right to keep Stevie J. In the end, it's just he's gone downhill this year.
But Chapman's playing better football.
Chapman is playing better football, and that wasn't.
I think Chapman ended up at his spiritual home, though. I mean, with his blood injections and everything. I think it'll work out well, to be honest.
I was just going to say that if it wasn't for Selwood and Bartel, this could have been a much bigger margin for Hawthorn. I think those two guys really stepped up to the game. Yeah, Selwood, a great game. What did he get? 30-something possessions, 3 goals. Great game.
Yeah, he was the most damaging player. But Hawthorn just spread better. That was the thing. Like early on the game, when the game was on, Varco was looking dangerous as well as Hill was for Hawthorn. But Varco didn't touch it barely after half time, and Hawthorn just ran over them. They got Hill running, and they got Smith moving it through the middle as well. Jordan Lewis got a bit more into it, and Sam Mitchell, of course, in the third. And then it just went. They couldn't keep up. They couldn't score with them. Hawkins. Too busy eating pies.
I was watching that game, and just uncharacteristic mistakes by the Geelong defenders. Like after so many years, you just come to expect that if the ball's high, goes about 40 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Harry Taylor, Lonergan, they'll just mark it easily. But balls are being dropped and all sorts of things that you don't expect from Geelong. So
Harry Taylor was sat at centre half forward as well and didn't touch it there. They didn't even kick it to him up there. That was such a waste. And Gunston, they needed someone to give Lonergan a chop out there, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, because Gunston's always troubled Lonergan the last couple of games. He's too quick for Lonergan, so Lonergan's better suited for a big, bulky full forward rather than a smaller but more mobile Jack Gunston type. So, but no, Geelong's got another chance. So it'll be a very good game this week, I think, with North. But Scott versus Scott. So
any reports on Geelong's concerning youth? Because I didn't notice Guthrie. I guess he was moving the ball backwards again, but
he didn't touch it. Motlop didn't touch it.
Motlop had a shit game.
Yeah.
Mitch Duncan, all those sorts of players.
He was pretty
barely noticed them. So
Walker took a few grabs early and then wasn't sighted again. Hawkins might have eaten him.
Hawkins was terrible in the first quarter. He had 2 or 3 real chances that could have put
them
cats.
Out-muscled Lake and he dropped them.
His eyes were bulging big, but he couldn't catch the ball.
He played like he was on a Jenny Craig diet. He just wasn't on to him that night.
He didn't have a good night. And Geelong didn't either. Hawthorn were good, but Geelong...
Is this the end of Geelong? I'm throwing another existential question here, but is this sort of like a sign that the Geelong sort of juggernaut is over now?
I think the Geelong juggernaut ended on 110 night. I think that was when we saw that they're not going to be a team of a genuine contender, at least without a decent rebuild after that. But anything else on that game?
I'd just like to comment on the reaction of the Geelong supporters after the game, especially on the Bay. Son
of God, we'll come to him.
Son of... or Soggy, as we should call him from now on. Soggy. We'll come back to that, Fyfie?
Yeah, we have a special section for people like him.
Can the AFL just admit that this whole Hawthorn-Geelong thing is dead, though? I mean, it's getting pretty one-sided now. I think we all agree that Hawthorn are now the better team and they should just give it up.
Yeah, but they won't stop.
Yeah,
Hawthorn supporters won't stop.
No, neither team's going to stop, so why would the AFL? When was the last time the Crows were relevant, Marto?
About 15 years ago.
Anyway,
maybe last time they made a grand final. Maybe someone like not Bernie Lomax. Bernie Lomax, aka Zamol, aka Wish I Was, may be able to tell me. But You guys probably don't keep up with the shit fights.
No, I don't even.
Oh,
I don't
the
even mod
shit
them.
fights. God.
Anyway, we'll move on to the last one, which is the Cola's getting over. Freo.
DB, fire off you goo.
Well, look, I'd just like to say first and foremost, Buddy is it's so wonderful to have Buddy Franklin back home. He's playing before his home crowd and he's getting back in touch with his roots, and it has been incredible to see. I have to say though, I watched the game yesterday on replay after going the game, and the experience of the game was very different. I thought that Freo were much more in it at the game. So watching it live, I thought we were only a kick away from losing, really, for most of the game. When I went home and watched on the replay, I really felt our midfield smashed them in close. And I loved it.
What did you say to Ross Lyon as he was walking down to the ground?
I said, I fucking hate you. You've got weird eyes. Every time you do a press conference, I want to kick you in the nuts. And he said, fuck you. And then we had a few words and I kicked him in the nuts. And then he kept going. And that's when we decided to say, we have to agree to disagree. But I got one. As hard as it was to find his nuts, I got them. And I laid them in. I laid a boot into them.
I thought you asked him when he was going to sub Ballantyne on.
Oh, yeah.
Because Hayden just kept up. He played this final like his last one, basically.
Oh, my God. Does that guy disappear? He must have special vanishing...
He puts the ring on, and he's gone.
Oh, and he's gone! Bro, it's beautiful. He does.
We need Teach to do his Gollum voice. He's good at it.
Oh. He just and you know, the other thing that really shits me about Freo, there's some things that really shit me about that club, but fucking Ryan Crowley, Mr. aka I'm a fucking tough guy, and I'm gonna pick a fight with every prick under the sun when I'm playing in Subiaco. When I go away from Subiaco, I just stay quiet and I don't have any fights with anybody. He's a fucking dog and I hate his guts. So.
But that game, as you said, that I thought it was genuinely close, but Freo really lost that game in two patches where they conceded 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of the third, and then Buddy's 2 in the last after they kicked the first 2 to get it back. That was the game, those 4 goals.
It's true, and the thing that really changed the game was that, and I was sitting on that wing, was when in the fourth quarter they moved Buddy up into the midfield. They moved him up basically out onto the wing for the bounce-ups, and all of a sudden he's standing right near us out on the wing for the bounce-ups. It's like, oh, what are you doing out here? Next thing he kicks 2 goals, game's over, basically.
It was the spread as well. Like Pav played a super game. Like for a guy who looks like most of the season, he looks kind of slow, and you're wondering is he finished? In finals time comes around and Jeezy lifts the gear. It's just a shame none of the others went with him up forward. But
true, and he's got thighs like an Essendon drug cheat, but he's still a fantastic footballer. And Sandilands is like a circus freak.
He was winning every hit out in that last quarter.
That fourth quarter, he was just a monster. So, yeah, if Ross Lyon wasn't the coach, I'd even like Freo, but I can't.
I'll never like Freo. The purple just shits me.
Yeah, but
Sydney smashed him on the outside, though. Lewis Jetta had a huge game. Whereas Ballantyne did nothing, and
Stephen Hill, did he actually get on the plane? I'm not sure. Was he there?
He might have got left behind because the plane got cancelled, which we should probably mention. The flight got cancelled and all the conspiracy theories, X-File music. Apparently that means the AFL are helping Sydney out by cancelling flights now.
Well, we've got extra money to spend, so we put some money towards that plane, and it worked. Did you see the photo of that mate of mine on the flight back to Adelaide the next day of Ross Lyon on the plane?
No.
He's caught Ross getting on the plane and it's a purple plane, funnily enough. It was a Jetstar plane, and he looked so angry.
Where the eyes look like they've been darting around.
And it was a still photo, and the eyes were still moving.
It's like one of those ones that sits on the wall, and if you move, the eyes still follow.
The wibbly wobbly ones, like in those little games where the balls are bouncing around.
Maybe his balls were still sore.
Because I gave him a good belting.
Yeah, Stephen Hill, they must have left him behind because he was non-existent as well. Him and Ballantyne. Walter's tried, but the rest of them, those smaller, flaky, and Daniel Pearce, well, there's no surprise he got subbed.
Jesus. Pierce. So hopefully, Marto, or hopefully you'll smash. I'd love to see you smash Freo over there. That's my hope, my dream.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a smashing. It's obviously going to be a tough game, but we'll see what happens. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident about the way Port are playing. I'm not feeling so confident about the result. But gee, if we win this one, look out.
I hope you win because Amstaff's currently serving a 2-week ban. So
if
you look, he made a trip to the Richmond board. But if you lose, he won't be around to melt. So
he made a trip. What an idiot! Only he would. Half would go to the after winning. What a fucking idiot!
So we need Port to win so that Amstaff can melt when Port eventually lose. But speaking of melts, Heretier Lumelter.
What's he complaining about now?
The Mardi Gras picture.
Fucking everything upsets this guy, seriously.
It was so sad. I was so sad for them. Who did the drawing? That's the question. Maybe
it was Swannie, wasn't it?
Maybe they did it to themselves. Maybe Pendlebury just did it to himself. Did Heretier ever stop to think about that?
No, he only thinks about himself.
It sounds like something Swannie would do.
Yeah.
To be a smart ass because he knows that Heretier is going to go, oh, master troll Swannie. Or someone down there. Maybe Seedsman. Seedsman's a bit of a master troll with the...
Lezo.
Yeah, he knows all about the Bay thread, surely. If he's ever Googled himself, he would. So yeah, maybe he's learnt trolling from Bay 13. Maybe he's short.
Apparently he's going to Melbourne.
Yeah.
He had a brunch or whatever it was with Paul Roos the other day. So yeah, he might be there next year. Maybe swap for Mitch Clark. Apparently he's coming back to footy as well. So who knows?
If you were Melbourne and you let Mitch Clark go to someone else, you'd be fucking spewing.
But Collingwood's already got Jesse White. They don't need Mitch White. Mitch Clark. They've already got one done.
I think they've
already got enough tattoos, haven't they? I mean, let's face it. Fuck.
You can never get enough tattoos at Collingwood.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else have we got on Heretier? Because it's like he does want to be offended by anything there is. Like,
why would any club want to have this guy at their club? I mean, he's just not worth it if he's just going to get upset at the smallest, most mundane things.
Maybe Essendon should take him because at least if he's sooking about shit, that's what they'll be writing about instead of all the drugs.
You could just jab him just to shut him up.
Yeah. Although Herd wouldn't like Heretier stealing his press, so that can't happen.
I mean, seriously, if you're not going to save the world, Harry. I mean, the Avengers are not real. You're a footballer, all right?
And you're not one of them, Hat.
Yeah. just stick to playing footy and shut up.
Heretier is confused as to why Thor's blonde.
I reckon he's going to Hawthorn actually.
Why is that?
Because I think Hawthorn have got a problem because Brian Lake is only one.
Heretier can't play key position though. He doesn't like the high ball.
And they're good mate with Gibbo because together those two would make a wonderful pair at a nightclub, wouldn't they?
Because they're black.
No,
where's the connection? Why would they be good mates?
Because they're polar
Because
opposites.
they're both metrosexual wankers. That's why.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
Heredier's a sensitive soul. He's not a wanker.
And Josh Gibson, he wears funny glasses and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think either would like the attention that the other took off them.
Yeah.
He'll find a way to complain about that too.
Yeah. Gibbo's appearing in more photos than him or something.
Yeah. Be a bit of competition.
But look, Melbourne's just about one of the only destinations you can go to. His currency would have to be
low.
What
about Richmond?
No. We don't want any more of these recycled fucking...
Hey, guys are absolute
One more recycled player won't hurt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, but we don't want one who's going to start... No. We don't want...
Yes, we do. Yeah, come on.
Embrace
this, Fyfie. Horatio to Richmond.
Yeah.
I would rather get Ben Cousins back and Dan Connors.
Oh.
Rather have them than Heretier. But yeah, I think Melbourne's
reckon he'll change his name again? He's changed it a few times, hasn't he?
To Brian Harris. He might call himself Brian Harris.
Change his name to Mardi Gras. Maybe you should change it to Mitch Clark, and some clubs might want him. Anyway, on Mitch Clark, yeah, you'd have to be. If you're the Demons, you'd have to be spewing if he wanted to walk and go play somewhere else. Like, unless he could argue that Melbourne's the reason he's got depression.
Well, that's the reason, wasn't it?
Playing for Melbourne's enough to make anyone. Yeah.
That's why he left, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but he can't go for nothing, so wherever he wants to go, you're going to have to do a trade. Yeah, you're going to have to do a trade, so maybe second round pick or something. So
Maybe he'll go to Carlton. Mad Nick will give up a first rounder for him.
Sounds like something Richmond do.
I'm thinking Richmond too.
No, we don't. We genuinely don't need
Mitch Clark and Horatio that go to Richmond.
His name's not even Horatio. Horatio's the fucking ranger with the sunglasses, man.
Oh, well, whatever his fucking name is. Harry-O, Lamumba, whatever his name is.
Maybe it'll be Horatio next week. Maybe that'll be it.
I guess in all seriousness, Freo would probably look at Mitch Clark, wouldn't they, surely?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah.
He's a big... They need someone else.
They wanted him the first.
They don't have a...
Is he happy to move into state?
Well, that's where he's from.
That's where he grew up.
Oh, he's from Perth, is he?
Yeah, he wanted to get back there, and Brisbane didn't get the deal done, so then Melbourne gave him a shitload of money.
I thought he was based in Melbourne. My apologies.
No, well, he's based in Melbourne now, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to go back, but that's where he wanted to go when he left Brisbane, but Melbourne offered him a fucking dump truck of money.
Yeah.
It was like Kurt Tippett. I mean, he found out where his real roots were when he came back to Sydney.
Gold Coast ain't home.
That's right. I have no relatives there anymore. I'm going where all my other relatives are. My money. Money!
Speaking of players who are on the move, Paddy Ryder's looking at exercising that little-known clause to get the fuck out of Essendon.
He didn't look like a player that was moving on Saturday night.
But from the sound of things, he doesn't wear the pants either. So,
I reckon he deserves a United Nations award if he follows that up. In all seriousness, he is...
Dude, if he gets one of those, Harry is going to melt.
That's right. Heretier will just go into a... that's not fair!
Where's mine?
He'll ask for a transfer to Essendon just so he can quit from there.
Where's he going?
But apparently he wants to go to a non-AFL market city. Legitimately, he wants to go somewhere north.
So he might go to Hawthorn.
Sydney.
No, it's one of the two Sydney teams or one of the two.
He's not coming to Sydney. No, stop linking him to us.
You guys need him.
What do we need?
You need a ruckman.
Oh, because we only got Sam Naismith, Mike Pike, and somebody else. Yeah.
Derek.
No, we don't know him.
No, you could do with him because Pike's getting old and the others aren't ready yet.
No.
But you don't have the money.
We don't have any money. It's all right. We got rid of Mumford because
although you do have that loose cap, the overflowing cola bottle of money. But
we're keeping a lid on that. It's all right.
It would be funny if he left, and there's rumours about Carlisle as well.
Oh, really? What's the rumours about Carlisle?
Oh, he's the other player who wants to walk.
Oh, I would so love to see that.
I'd like to see Ryan's melt over that.
Oh.
That'd be funny. But yeah, they want out of Essendon, and well, let's go to someone who actually has quit Essendon, and that's Leroy Jetta.
Well, he claims that he's not jumping shit. He's just looking for more opportunity.
I don't think he's gonna get him anywhere. Like, he's just jumping before he's pushed, isn't he?
Well, if you read it that way. I mean, I was just reading something on the AFL website saying that he was looking for more opportunity, not that he was leaving because of...
Is he going to play a castrato or something in the opera?
I just don't see a club giving him a go. I don't think even Melbourne would go there. He is the original diver. Let's not forget that.
Oh, with that high-pitched diver.
He made diving cool before Lindsay Thomas came on the scene.
And Jimmy Bartell. Don't forget Bartell. Hodgepodge won't be happy if you get Bartell.
All goods.
All goods. And the rising star last week.
Louis Taylor.
Who's that guy? What?
From what I know of him, he's a younger version of Hayden Ballantyne with a little bit less... Yeah,
dickheadness.
I don't know. Like, at least he'll never go missing in finals because the Bryans won't get there. But
nobody even knows who he is.
Yeah, he beat Bontempelli, which is...
I've got to say, I was surprised. I thought Bontempelli would win it easily.
What about McDonald? Didn't you melt with all the other North supporters who thought McDonald was home?
No, he was solid this year without doing anything spectacular like Bontempelli did. Like, Bontempelli played some really good games and won games off his own boot for who's he play for? Footscray. So, based on that...
Suze would never concede that. Are you a real North supporter?
Well, I'm not on the fucking Kool-Aid like some of them are on the North board. Bontempelli should have won Fyfie, basically.
Jake Lloyd should have. He did pretty well.
Who's Jake Lloyd?
Plays for Swans.
Oh, well now I know. Thank you.
And a couple of BNFs have already been won. Ablett didn't win the Suns one, which I guess isn't that surprising when you miss 7 games. But the Bryans rewarded mediocrity, as Hadouken would say, with giving it to Rockcliffe.
Oh, that's backfire.
And fresh out of getting out of Sydney, Mumford's picked up the Giants one. He must be pretty happy with himself.
Good on him. He won't be playing finals, but anyway. No, I'm very happy for Mumford because we had to let him go. Good on him. Great bloke. He misses playing for the Swans. That's all right.
Yeah, you'll miss him, I think, before these finals are through, just quietly. He would have done all right on Sandy on the weekend.
We still won, though.
Yeah, but wait till he comes up against the All-Australian Steggles, okay? When you play Hawthorn, if you play them in the grand final.
There's no more terrifying ruckman than Aaron Sandilands.
No. You've not been listening to Penal. Steggles is the All-Australian ruckman.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, God. Okay.
No chance in hell.
Oh, right.
He's been good, but no chance in hell.
And
All right. I'm rolling up my sleeves here. Yes. Go.
we'll move on to the Bay 13 Hall of Fame. We've got 2 this week. And the first one, well, this is the inanimate carbon rod category. So we're going to have one thing that's not actually a person. And just because Richmond's streak came to an end this week, we're going to induct another streak, which is the St Kilda Streak DVD, which has provided so much amusement over the journey.
Has anybody ever watched it?
Plug up.
It's almost like someone created a box.
and never put anything in it.
Yeah, and never put anything. It's like someone photoshopped a box saying there's a Streak DVD and St Kilda have been stuck with it forever.
It is a lovely box.
It just sums up St Kilda though. This is their second most successful era, and that sums it up. And the other one being, well, since the Battle of the Top Bunk will be this weekend, North's coach Brad Scott, who also brings plenty of lols, particularly in his presses and his reactions.
Is that the first coach in the Hall of Fame?
I think it is, yeah.
Well done,
Yeah.
Brad.
So
Yeah,
he got him before James Hurd. Jeez.
No, there's a no cunts rule, so James can't get
Ah,
it.
fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you've made Susie a very happy woman, Fyfie.
Well, I hope that's the only time. And we'll move on to, this week on the Bay. And as Network Nerd hinted at, he's been waiting to get at this, but flog of the week.
Soggy.
Literally, he wanted to kill 566. Interesting number, 566 Hawthorn supporters. He said that.
And Jades as well.
And Jades, okay, and Jades, yeah. So that's quite a meltdown, really.
But everybody wants to kill Jason.
By any standards, that's a massive melt, and he cancelled his
Why
account.
did he want to kill 566?
Because he was angry. He was irrationally angry, and that's what was great about it.
There's
Now,
an interesting...
guys, I've got the scoop. I ventured over bravely to the Geelong board after the result.
So brave.
And he was melting over there as well. And what it was, he said he'd promised his missus that he'd delete his account if Geelong lost. So I think he was trying to go out with a bang. I wouldn't call it attention whoring because this is just the way he is. He's been a ticking time bomb. He always has been. But yeah, that's the story behind it.
But he's actually back as well on the fantasy football board. So
So he didn't delete his account.
no,
So
he's back.
he worked on his missus.
Maybe this is the big footy equivalent of suicide by cop, in that you break all the rules and hope that someone whacks you forever for it, like Katublu did. But yeah, he was.
Imagine getting called a welcher by your wife or your girlfriend. That must be the ultimate low.
We've all been called that once or twice before.
Am I allowed to nominate Griffey?
You absolutely may. Sorry, go Griff.
Given how the Dogs have gone in like the last few years and their record against North, every time he posts something, a North poster just comes back at him with a baseball bat. Personally, I'm starting to see him as a bit of a toilet bowl because every time I respond to a post of his, I feel like I'm taking a massive shit. I mean, I haven't even mentioned the backfire threats of his yet. The Drew Petrie predictor, that went nuts after Saturday night's result.
That was sensational, and he couldn't get over.
And he still toes the line of his inane, stupid anti-North shit.
It's like hodgepodge, but Podgy can kind of string them along a lot better. Griffey's just flailing at the moment, and
Well, it's not even trolling; it's just spamming. He's saying the same thing over and over and over again.
but people are still biting, Dan.
Sounds like you're biting, Dan.
But yeah, so I think those are the only two. Tyre Boys has been pretty shit this week too. But I think between Griffey and Soggy, who do we want? I'm for Soggy.
I'm soggy too.
Yeah.
Give it a soggy.
Soggy.
And thread of the week, I'd nominate the Petrie predictor first off. That's been classic just to watch.
You know, his game pretty much mirrored his whole year. He's been very lean, but he's been able to kick goals against genuine top 8 sides.
Yeah.
And he was able to kick a couple of goals in the last 4 minutes of the game to eliminate Essendon.
Yeah, master troll.
What about that great thread about the 15-0? The Tigers are gonna win the. Who started that one?
Portsmouth.
John Hart Jr.
No.
Anything else for thread of the week, Dan? You have one?
Look, I think Hodgepodge's purple patch is continuing. His thread of Cochin is the worst captain in the history of humanity is pretty bloody good. Geez, it's pretty good.
Did anyone try to derail that with lethal?
You can't derail.
It's not quite this. Actually, someone tried, I think, on post 3, or maybe it was another thread he made this week. Someone tried it on another thread he made this week on it, but.
Oh, what about I've had longer shits than
Jurits.
Yeah, the Jurits ones was really good. I've had longer shits than Richmond's 2014 finals campaign. I like that thread. It was a really good title.
That thread title just makes me laugh.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was really. I'm a big fan of a good thread title, and that was really good.
RS and drug fans, the ferals of the modern era thread from Winston Smith was pretty amusing, but.
Yeah, true.
But who do we want? Do we want Jurits or do we want Podge?
I'm
or
for Jurits.
Petrie Predictor.
Oh, that would have been giving Gogriff a bloody... No, fuck that.
I've had longer shits than Richmond's 2014 finals campaign is my nomination.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to Jurits because Hodgepodge wants it too much.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Jurits.
Attention whore.
Yeah.
You know it's true.
Yeah, Hodgepodge needs to stop tagging me and telling me what thread of the week is this week. Anyway, before we move on, last week's poll is having Tom Jones and Ed Sheeran at the grand final as bad as having Meatloaf. 14.6% said yes, 17.1% said no, 26.8% said Ed Sheeran leaves Jack Watts dripping wet, and 41.5% the winner said Tom Hawkins likes Meatloaf but not as much as he likes pies. So, yeah.
Hang on, Ed Sheeran's that bloody ranger, isn't it?
Yes, he is.
The Ronald Weasley. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's Ron Weasley, yeah. And we'll move on to next week. We'll start with the battle for the top bunk.
Yes.
Oh, God. I'll be fucking singing that song by the week's end, I can tell you.
Won't sound so bad when North beat Geelong.
No.
Yeah, true.
And the funny thing about this is that the Scott brothers playing off in a final, of course, and the top bunk is,
The sook-off.
Yeah, and they don't like it when they get talked about as a, together, grouped together.
Because they're separate individual Fyfies. They're not one. They're separate.
I know, they don't like it.
They're their own person. Respect.
I imagine the melts will come this week because it's going to be turned up to 11 this week. It'll be all about the brothers, don't you?
And there's a lot of tension, a residual tension about who had to turn off the light before they went to bed. And that's still there all these years later.
And obviously, Chris is a little bit envious of Brad because Brad got cousin Suze supporting his team. So
yeah, I don't think Chris is even a cousin to Susie, is he?
No, somehow he's not. Yeah. But look, people get sucked in by this. That teams the first week always look like they could roll a team in the second week, and they never do. They get smacked down.
History suggests the elimination finalist run ends this week.
Yes, but it won't happen for this game because the Roos are looking all right, and Geelong are concerning.
Biased aside, it would be refreshing to see a non-top 4 side at least play off in the preliminary final.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to happen. I think North will do it, and Teach won't be able to sabotage the bandwagon.
Oh, Teach. You know what? I got jumper cables this week, and I've revived the wagon, and I'm going to run that fucker over this week.
And we're all on the wagon.
Yes, we're all on it. We couldn't get Royals back because we've killed him so many times. Teach, your own creation, whether you're being facetious or not, it's going to run you over. You're gone.
You're gone.
Your tipping competition's only going to have 4 people in it next year.
You will have to walk home, you cunt. Okay, so who's everyone else got for this one?
I think that the big advantage is that both get to play at home again, and that's why I think North can win, is because they don't have to travel.
No, the Cats aren't playing at
hang on,
Shithole.
is this at Shithole Stadium or is it the MCT?
Eh?
Is this
What are we
at
talking
Shell
about?
Stadium or is it the MCG?
MCG.
But it doesn't matter. Like you're 40 minutes in the bus or whatever. North don't have to travel to Perth. They're playing in Melbourne still.
Yeah, but they're not
So
playing at
they-
Etihad, and Brad doesn't
they
like that.
We're to the MCG.
Oh,
yeah, I know. No roof. Yeah, I know. No roof, no win. I know.
Bring an umbrella, Brad.
Yeah, true. Bring in some box of tissues.
So
Okay.
So look at the weather report before I make my tips.
who'd you decide on there, DB Swannie?
I actually still think North are going to win. I don't know why. Cunnington, the most unfortunate surname, will have a big game, and I think North.
NetworkNerd?
Caterington.
Yeah, I think Geelong will bounce back myself.
Geelong bounce?
Yeah, Geelong bounce pretty much, but yeah, they'll come back.
And Marto?
I'm still trying to find the weather report.
You're doing well, Marta. That's great.
Here we go. Friday, partly cloudy. I'm going to tip North. It's not going to rain.
And let's go to the other game, which is Purple Puff versus
That's the second
Power.
week in a row you didn't ask for my tip on the Friday
No,
night
you
game.
said you were going to run over Teach with the bandwagon, his own creation.
Yeah, but that's not my official tip, though.
All right, fine. What's your official tip?
Okay, well, since you asked, I am going to tip North. Now you can carry on.
Puffs versus the Power. Look, I think Port are a real show, but based on the fact that, the elimination final thing, Freo are a pretty professional outfit, and maybe they just might get over the top.
Go to
So-
Power.
Get fucked, Fyfie. You're still bitter over the loss on Sunday.
No, I want to see you win, but I'm skeptical that Freo will not because they just play that brand of football.
I'm on the Power wagon. I do not want to see Fremantle play off in a preliminary final or a grand final. Go to Power.
I'm sick of hearing about wagons. I've heard enough about them this year.
Nah, we've got all sorts of wagons on this program.
Yeah, we're a wagon show.
We're a wagon show.
But I want to see Port win, but I'm just skeptical of that finals record.
Oh, well, don't be sceptical. Just tip Power.
Oh, fucking all right then, Power.
Good.
Yeah, good. North to play Port in the grand final. There you go.
See, that would be good, though.
Yes. Now
Stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
There'll be
Yeah.
bay covers at the grand final.
we bay covers, and it'll be pissing down with rain.
Oh, God.
I'll have my own
Watching all of
stand
this
to the.
time.
I'll be able to get into the ground for free. You won't have to buy tickets for that.
Maybe
grand
even
final.
Suze will go.
Oh no, that's pushing it. She won't go.
They'll play Never Tear Us Apart before the game starts. It'll be
Oh.
less than
Just
normal.
to get more of you in.
And they'll start booing
Pre-match
before
entertainment.
the game starts. Yeah.
ABC TV will probably broadcast the game on.
NITV.
DB Swannie, who you on for this one?
My heart says Port, and my brain says Port. I think Port's going to win it, especially if Ballantyne's out. I want to see Port do it.
He'll just disappear again anyway.
Yeah, whether he's there or not there, he won't be there. So
Network Nerd?
I'm going to go for a Port. They're going to keep on winning, and we'll meet them in the prelim.
That'll be a hell of a prelim too. And
Yeah.
Marto, did you actually tip?
No, I didn't. Well, my heart says Port, of course.
Freo.
But, my brain does still say Freo might just scrape over the line. I hope I'm wrong.
That's not very gooey, Marto.
no. Shit,
That's a very main board tip,
That's
Marto.
shit good. You know Amstaff is going to melt when he hears. He'd melt, but his band melt when he hears the news.
Band?
He's going to have band melt.
Yeah, he's banned. He's going to melt, but he can't
I know,
post it
I
anymore.
know,
He's going to
which
have
is
to
a
have a
double
sympathy
melt.
melt. Or someone's going to have to have a sympathy melt for him.
It's going to be the bravest melt you'll ever see. Or you'll not ever see.
Oh, he's going to put his Christopher Pine uniform on and have a
It is you, isn't it?
Yeah, I put him in the Christopher Pine uniform, and he fucking he was absolutely livid.
Constantly seeing that picture, you keep posting it.
That's right, because I gave it to him. And he said, DB, thank you. I'm disappearing for a week. In his best Christopher Pine voice.
Anyway, this was the podcast for semi-final week. Fyfie joined by Network Nerd.
Good night, guys.
Dan. Lol North.
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, no Melbourne's on the ball. Good old no
Just tell me when to stop.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marto?
You've lost your train of thought now, haven't you?
Yeah. All trains got derailed this week. Tiggy Trains, Trains of Thought, Teachers Train. Marto?
Go the pair. They're a great addition to the finals, akin to Brian Taylor. Friday Night Football.
Oh, it's great. And adding 9.8% extra floggishness, DB Swannie.
It has been 9.8%, a lot of fun to come on tonight. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and look forward to seeing some of you in the preliminary finals and the rest of you in tears. Okay.
That was a very Hadouken.
Thank you.